That massive win in the North London derby will have done absolute wonders for that club, really, in their unity. But their results in the last few games have actually been quite good. They're stringing together wins now as well. Let's get the Arsenal side of the argument and see what this man thought of that performance. This former Arsenal and Spurs centre-half, Sol Campbell. Good morning, Sol.
Good morning, Sol. How are you?
Oh, no, we went there,
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. It's always lovely to have you on, even better when it's in circumstances like this, Sol.
Always good. It's always good.
What did you make of that performance? Because I think Arsenal fans worldwide were watching it, just loving what they were seeing, the balance of the youth and the experienced players, the leaders on the pitch as well, all of the link-up play all over the pitch. What did you think of it?
I think for me, it's just wonderful to see the players engaged in the game. On the front foot, from the back four, goalkeeper, midfield guys. I think Thomas Partey was incredible, enforcing that kind of control over the middle of the park, and the guys up front did the business. Saka, Odegaard, Rowe was incredible, absolutely incredible, and Aubameyang is knocking them in as well. So for me, just the connectivity of the whole team and the engagement just blew Tottenham away. They just didn't know what to do. Tactically, I think they're all over the place for this particular game. But I think it was more than that. I think it's emotionally. I think some of the players are just not there. They're there physically, but mentally they're just not there. And, maybe the start of the season kind of masked a lot of fundamental problems at Tottenham. And it's just come to the fore. So, but, Arsenal, brilliant play. I think Arteta, played it really well. The crowd was amazing. It was a fantastic result for Arsenal, obviously around the world as well. But tactically, Arsenal was just incredible, just on the front foot all the time. I think the first half, they just blew them away. They didn't have any answers. Tottenham was so devoid of anything. Really, they weren't getting close. Didn't know what to do. Odegaard was getting in the middle, picking up the ball. They tried to press. Once they went through the press, he was always free and connecting. It was a demolition, really.
It was so, and the one thing that really impressed me about the performance is I think that they look as though they've got the blend correct, and I heard Tony Adams talking about it yesterday. The two lads in the middle of the park, Partey and Xhaka, I thought were excellent, and they let the other boys in front of them go and express themselves. Do you think we've been a little bit harsh on Arsenal? Because effectively, okay, the poor performance against Brentford, but when you look at it, they really haven't had their biggest and best starting 11 on the park yet.
I think for me, Arsenal, when you look at Arsenal, we've had such a fantastic history, and in the last few years, it's been ups and downs, and but the crowd obviously remember the fantastic years of top quality football, and they then want to get back to that somehow, and we are kind of leading to that. It's a long season, but those type of games, winning 3-1. Really puts the kind of oomph and the happiness and the belief that Arsenal can get up there. We just got to be consistent now. It's great.
So you've played in loads of North London derbies, and I don't know if you've been on the end of games like this, but when you're getting steamrolled like Spurs were, what do you say to the players? Surely you have a leader on the pitch who says, right, we're getting done here, let's get in. I looked at Spurs, and I just didn't have nothing of that. It was like they just allowed a demolition to happen.
I think, that did happen. Sometimes you're just in the groove and you can't do nothing about it. But the main thing you can do, just look at, on the stats-wise, I mean, Tottenham are the 20th in distance covered. I mean, if you don't cover the distance, you're going to struggle winning football games. Yeah. Whether that is, people are tired, extended kind of holidays, like, Kane-wise, everyone feeling sorry for themselves. Maybe people thought the deal was going to happen. Kane going away, not happening. A couple of other players as well. I don't know. But for me, if you're not running around the pitch and technically running around the pitch and know where to kind of stand on the pitch, then you are going to struggle. You are going to struggle. You've got to move around the pitch if you've got a top quality side, or you have really good footballers that can run a little bit less but keep hold of the ball.
I want to ask you a bit about, you heard some of the fans that called into talkSPORT last night after that result, the Spurs fans fuming with the performances that Harry Kane's been putting in lately. How are Spurs going to resolve this issue, and what do you think as a player Harry Kane is doing at the moment? How do you solve something like that?
It's tough because I think everybody thought that deal was going to go through. Your kind of body, your body's there, but your head and heart is somewhere else. Somehow they've got to work it out. Somehow they've got to say, look, that deal's gone. Carry on. Let's kind of wipe the slate clean. That's going to be difficult because he really wants to. He thought that deal was going to go through. Everyone thought that deal was going to go through, but it didn't go through. So that's the yank on your soul, your heart, your spirit. Harry is a professional. He will score goals, but obviously that big move as well, the move that didn't happen has rocked the club, and the club's got to settle down again.
So just looking at going back to Arsenal, if I may, you're always, a lot of coaches and managers correctly will be judged by their signings. But I've got to say, I know it was a very comfortable afternoon, but his signings looked really good, didn't they? Whether it was Ramsdale, White, Odegaard, it was probably a perfect North London derby for these guys. Yeah.
I think Tommy has right back.
Yeah.
He played really well. Lots of energy down that right back, and he got back, and it wasn't too far from Ben White, so they're kind of solid. Weren't kind of playing too advanced, as waiting for the play to happen. So they're going ahead of play and breaking down and having loads of space around the centre halves. So it was a measured performance with energy and tactically aware. I think for me, it's a fantastic game. So, you win the double. You win the kind of North London derby. And you're like saying to yourself, well, that's fantastic. Let's kick on from here. Bragging rights, all sorts of kind of happiness going on the red side of North London. But it's a good start, and let's carry on. That's the main thing, consistency. But some of the guys played really, really well. Solid. Everybody did their jobs. That's the thing. Everybody did their jobs, what we expected, and more. So it was great.
I want to ask you about Aaron Ramsdale and actually just separate him from all of the news when the transfers were happening and the price tag for a moment. Since he's come in and started, he's just been brilliant. And one thing that I really like about him is his attitude on the pitch. He's so vocal. He looks like he's been an Arsenal player for a lot longer than just this season so far. And the reaction from the crowd, they were cheering him at one point. He was engaged with them. He was smiling. He just looked like he loved it. And you come from an Arsenal generation where leaders on the pitch, you had them all over the place. How important is it just to have someone who's very vocal, who will tell everyone what to do, who'll keep their attention like that?
I think it's great to see. He's engaged with all the players. It's like, high fives, did a really good save, tipped on the bar, that could have been, could have been 3-2 for Tottenham. Came back into the game. That kind of attitude, that high five, that let's go and really, really being together. That togetherness will get you through games. But the attitude is spot on as well. I love that attitude, and he's talking. He's a bit of banter in there. I love that. I feel comfortable in that. I think. It'll bring the best out of players, and you need that sometimes. In the difficult moments, throughout the season, it's going to be ups and downs. You need those characters around the pitch. But it seems like he's been there forever, and I think it's been a breath of fresh air him going in there. And I don't know, maybe because he's come from a different type of club. He's a bit more vocal. He's got that kind of that way about him. I think that's what Arsenal needed. That little bit old school kind of banter, keeper, in your face, big, tall, big character. I think we need. Arsenal's built on big characters.
Sol, thanks so much for coming on today. It's always wonderful. We'll speak to you again very soon.
Great to talk to you, mate.
Cheers, guys.
See you, mate. All the best.
See you later. Lovely to see you.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.